Hello everyone. In the series of Learning Database Management System, our today's topic is user-defined function in SQL. So user-defined functions are created and defined by the user. uh, they are created as per user's need because they are user defined function. Already we have system defined function. If you remember, we have used the aggregate functions like sum, count, min, max. Then we have used string function like lower, upper. We have used mathematical function like sine, tan, cos, round, approx. All those functions are system defined. Now it's time to use user defined function. So as the name suggests, they can be created as per user's need. That's why they are known as user defined function. They may or may not accept the parameter. They can be used to create joins and simple to invoke as compared to stored procedure. So let's understand the difference between function and stored procedure. Then we will understand the syntax and we will solve an example. So here I have created a table where you can see the difference. Functions always return a value, whereas stored procedure may or may not return a value. Fine. So that's the big difference and main difference. Your function will always return a value. And that's not the case in terms of stored procedure. It can return 0 or n value. Function have only input parameter for it, whereas procedures can have output or input parameter. So we don't have to mention in the function bracket that it's a in type or what type, because ultimately it is only taking input parameter, and by default if I'm not mentioning anything at the time of function declaration, by default it's input, right? Whereas in procedure I have to mention in, then variable name, and then the data type or out or in out. So I have to mention the parameter type. You can call function from procedure, but vice versa is not correct. You cannot call a procedure from a function. You can't use transaction in function, whereas in procedure you can use transactions. You can't use try catch block in function to handle the exception, whereas try catch block is allowed in procedure. Function can be utilized in select statement. You cannot use procedure in select statement. Function allow only select statement in it, so we will use only select statement for calling the functions, whereas procedure any DML command, insert, update, delete, you can use, as well as select also. Fine. The function can be used in SQL statement anywhere, select, where, having syntax. Stored procedure cannot be used in SQL statement anywhere in the where, having, and select statement. So here we are going to see next the syntax of function. So here is the syntax for the function. As you can see, I have to write create function and then I have to give function name. Now here I have to mention parameters. I have to mention the parameter specifics. So as you can see, but if I'm not writing here anything like in or out or in out, by default it will be taken as input. And just now we have seen functions only take input in type of parameter. So what we will do, we will just write parameter name and the data type, comma if more than one parameter, another parameter name and data type. Now it will definitely returns a value. So just in the next line I have to write return, and then I have to write data type, what kind of value this function will return. That data type I will mention here. For example, if it's a function which is returning an integer type value, so I will mention returns int. Or if it is returning double type value, I will write return double. Then from here the block of your function starts with begin and it ends with end, and here you have to mention the execution code. So let's understand this thing with an example, it will be more clear. So I'm having a employee table. For fetching all the data from employee table, select star from table name, and my table name is employee. So here is, if you can see, I'm having employee ID, which is a primary key. Then here I'm having employee name, it's superior's ID, then salary for that employee, birth date, and department number. Okay, now I will create a function for giving raise to these employees. So first, let me redefine the delimiter, because we will use semicolon on so many places in the function definition. So I'm redefining the delimiter with exclamation mark. Instead of semicolon, now I will use exclamation mark as delimiter. How to redefine a delimiter? We have to write delimiter space the delimiter character which you want now as delimiter. So as soon as I will do this, my delimiter is modified. Now I will create a function. So I'm writing create, then I have to write function. So create, if the function already exists, you can write create or replace a function. Fine. But here for my system, no function is existing. So I'm only writing create function. Then I have to give function name. So here is function name, give raise. Now I will not mention the type of the parameter, because I know function always take integer in type parameter. So here I'm writing one variable with name old value. So here is the variable name, and the data type for this I'm choosing as double. Fine. So I want to mention two parameters. One is old value. So here is old value. The name of the variable is old value, which is double type. Another, I'm mentioning another variable as amount, and that too also double type. So here we have mentioned the variables. This function give raise will take two variable, old value and amount, both double type. Okay. Next, what I have to do, I have to write what kind of value it will return. So returns. Okay. So returns, and because it's operating on double type of value, so it will return a double type value. So here I'm writing double. Okay. So my function will return a double type value. Okay. Now, next what I have to start the block. So begin. Now my block started. I have to declare the variable. Declare. I'm declaring a variable as new value. And again, I'm taking the data type as double. Okay. Because here salary is very high, 1,50,000. If I'm increasing, if I'm giving raise, it should not cross the integer limit, so I'm writing double as data type. Next, what we have to do, we have to now write the definition of the function. So what I'm doing, I want to set this new value is equals to old value into 1 plus amount. It's just I'm writing for giving the raise. So whatever value I will pass here in amount and old value, that old value into 1 plus amount it will do, and it will place it to new value. Fine. And then what I have to do, I will return new value. So return, okay. Now it is very much mandatory that the value which we are returning, this new value, it should have same data type to the value which my function wants to return, because my function is returning a double type of value. So whatever we will return in the function definition, that variable is also should be of same type. Okay. Then what I have to do, I have to end this block. So here is end, and at last I have to put the statement terminator, which is my exclamation mark. It's saying function already exists. Okay, so that function give raise was already present in my system. So I just changed the name of my function. I have mentioned it as hike. So I am creating a function with name hike, and remaining things are same. It's taking two variable, it's taking two parameter. One is old value, one is amount, where this both are of double type. So my function will returns a double type value, and we are declaring a new value which is also double type. And in the definition, I'm just doing old value into 1 plus amount. Whatever amount I will pass, and old value of the salary I will pass from the calling side, it will multiply, it will add, and then it is setting to new value. Fine. And we are ending the function. Now, where we can call the function, we have to call the function in select clause. Okay, so I'm calling the function in select clause. So select. Now, from the employee table, let me display name and salary as well. So this salary will come as old value, right? So name will come, salary will come, and one new column let's create. So here I will call this function, and I rename the function to hike, and this is taking two variable, old value, the value of the salary I'm passing, and let me give the raise with means the amount. I'm writing the amount as 10%. So instead of 10%, I'm writing 0.1. Fine. And this new column where this value, this calculated value will come, I want to name that column as new salary. Fine. So name will come, old salary will come, and here this function is called, and the function called will return a double type value for each row. And here this calculated amount will come in a column, and we are naming that column as new salary. Okay, from which table? From employee table we want to do this. Okay, I have not changed the delimiter, so my delimiter is still exclamation mark. So if you can see here, let's see. Name is John. So earlier employee name, that name is coming. His salary was 1 lakh. What I'm doing, I'm increasing it with 0.1 as amount, 1 plus 0.1 into old salary. So this is the new salary of this person, John. Similarly for Mary, for Bob, and for Bill and Tom. So like this, you can call the function and it will give you the data. Okay. Now, so functions are user defined. It's good when you want to call them. It's helpful in terms when we use procedure. Somehow it is better in terms of your network round trip. So all these are advantages of your function. The code which you are making is less complex and easier to write, and it can be used in many places without any restriction. Whereas in stored procedures, we have so many restrictions. Then parameters can be passed to the function. It's always returns a value. It is simple to invoke. All these are advantages of function. So that's why we use user defined function in SQL. This is it for this session. Thank you very much.